Washington Zoo has had its first armadillo, a southern three-banded, birth in 116 years, and the baby is so precious I could cry. Congratulations to new armadillo parents Vesper and Scooter. For goodness sake, what are you gonna call the child? Moped? Look at him just curl up in a little ball. Perfect for throwing at your enemies. Tempted to put glue on my hands and peel it off just to feel something. See? The slow kid in class wasn't just stupid, they were just depressed. It's fine. Oh lordy, that's art. This is good. All I can picture is that horrible rendition of the Jurassic Park theme with the harmonica. Scientists were too busy thinking they should, they don't stop to think, maybe not. Hey, Torture Labyrinth, what's your life all about? Working a cringe job for fail money, which then can be exchanged for epic goods and win services. Meanwhile, in the land of boy boobs, just a casual kitty out of the campfire. My son's cooking up some wieners. Well, autism be damned, my boy can work a grill. Yeah, look at him, standing still, with food over a fire. Look out, Gordon Ramsay. A guide for teens. Tell the cops nothing. Tell the paramedics everything. Your eyebrows are fine. This has been your guide for teens. Imagine someone thinking of you and buying you flowers. Okay, now imagine a horse as a skeleton with a blue fire mane. Is that a drawing challenge? No. That's a drawing challenge! I mean, if you want to. The horse! It's bringing you flowers! Oh, that's actually really good, damn. Construction workers put high visual jacket on black cat so it doesn't get hurt. You could say he is the supervisor. Yeah, I'll see my way out. Languages are funny. I once went on an accidental date with a French woman who spoke 4.5 languages, including some English she had learned while living in London. We quickly discovered that my American accent was difficult for her to understand, so I jokingly asked if it would help if I spoke with a fake British accent. It turns out it did help, so much so that I spent the entire rest of the evening speaking in a fake accent. And if you ever told me that I, nerd that I am, would use my best comedic big black radio presenter voice on a first date, and it would help me get a second date, I would have laughed in such disbelief. I'm not sure I want to hear the rest of this story when their username is biggest, gaudiest Patronuses. And their face is that. Harry, that's a nice Patronus you got there. I have not addressed this before, but I feel it necessary to finally speak my truth. I hate all of you for constantly subjecting me to pictures of Robert Downey Jr., even as a joke. I'm very sorry to hear that, Avery. If it brings you comfort, here's Robert Downey Jr. Gather around, everyone. What I am about to do has not been approved by the Vatican. Does a sick kickflip. Hate the sin, love the skater. Remember that episode of Kirby Right Back at Ya where they met J.K. Rowling? Oh, please, that obviously isn't J.K. Rowling. They called it Rowling. And that book clearly has a wizard's hat on it. Wow. Strokes my laptop camera 3 times until the FBI agent comes out in a cloud of smoke. I've been compromised! Hi! No. Hi! How many wishes do I get? What in God's name did you just do to me? This meme is so stupid but cracks me up. Today, at the park, some guy broke his ankle and one of the people said, "Give him some lettuce!" And everyone just stared at him for like 7 seconds until he said, I meant ice. Today in Low Poly Animals, no, you're not suddenly back in your primary school sex ed class. This is the Crypt Rat from Old School RuneScape. Whoa. You're telling me this guy's voicing Mario? Oh, wow, that was uncanny. I'm seeing double. Barbie in the newest movie looks like if Elsa from Frozen was in Mass Effect. Oh, dude, that is so accurate. Don't ask me why I know this. I thought this was a Constable Frozen edit. Apparently the plot for this movie is that all the stars are dying and Barbie needs to find a way to stop the universe succumbing to a cold, dark end, which is honestly more terrifying than a lot of actual sci-fi. You know, just casual kids story drama. Hi, could I ask how exactly does one accidentally set a lemon on fire? Microwave for 40 minutes, No, but why were you microwaving a lemon? I read boiling lemons helps cover up bad smells. I wanted to cover up the scent of burnt oranges, but I didn't own any pots, so... Did you burn an orange too? How? Microwave for 40 minutes.
Monstrosity has been born. I am afraid.
It's so freaking unfair that Daniel Radcliffe, Elijah Wood, and Robert Pattinson have never been in a movie together where they all play the part of a dirty little gremlin man that must go on a grand quest of some kind in which they spent the entire film arguing, lighting each other on fire, inexplicably dressing in drag to sneak into locations that welcome both men and women, and singing old sea shanties. Oh, we're bringing Robert Pattinson into the Elijah and Daniel little group thing? Okay, cool. I'm down for that. He's a cute guy. Don't trust Morning You. Morning You is a dick. Morning You would sell your loved ones if it got them 5 minutes of extra sleep. Yeah, well, Morning Me wouldn't be such a dick if that flaky bitch Evening Me had gone to bed instead of tumbling till butts o'clock in the morning. Well, Evening Me might have fallen asleep at a reasonable hour if that dumb Afternoon Me hadn't lain down for a little nap that lasted 4 hours. Oh,
Don't you even try to put that on the right to
That was
defend
all
myself.
you,
You're
ruining
me.
my life. Ah, boy boobs, we meet again for your Mimi Hilary fun-funs. Took some time to think about it since the last time I said it, but I still stand by the fact that RGB lights around your desk and room are tacky and ugly. Sorry. Oh look, someone replied to me. I think you're wrong, but I appreciate the input. 8 agonies, 9 breaks attack. Basically. Well, that's fair. I think we're both equally entitled to our own respective opinions. Quick, Cinderella, get down there quick before the computer reloads.
Okay, but can someone explain to me why someone would need that many control panel windows open in Windows XP?
That comment made me feel so freaking old.
Oh my god, I just realized. They're called pancakes because they're like cakes, but you cook them, wait for it, in a pan! Persona Battle theme lyrics are insane. Like, it goes hard when you listen to it, but it's utterly nonsensical when you read it. Let's do this. View that I see is not flammable like a panorama. More to it, more of a drama, going gorillas bananas. I just wanna have fun, a lot of fun in life. Surviving the riding, I'm driving the wild and battle, and I keep it dazzle. Someone will die.
Of fun!
If a cat and a dog got married, this is what they would look like. This is actually a perfect description. I love when most people repost funny TikToks here. I'm never downloading that stupid freaking app. You're my little messenger pigeons. In The Batman, they said Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered in October of 2001. Meaning, if you go by release dates, it's possible they were leaving a screening of Zoolander when it happened. Batman every time he has to fill up the Batmobile. Throw away the butt, throw away the butt, throw away the butt, throw away the butt, throw away the butt. The sound of heavy rain while you are in bed. Sean. One time I realized, wait, I can just not go. And it was all downhill from there. Rebecca Black was right. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. Tall, absolutely mead, and absurdly strong women in full armor who act intimidating and tough in public but are secretly soft for their smaller and more petite lady lover in private are a part of my religion, and they should be part of your religion too. Hashtag you people have no idea how much I love this trope. Hashtag I got my first taste of it from a Fate/Granddaughter fanfic and I just couldn't stop craving it. Every time I sneeze, my ribs start aching. Just say that again for me. Every time I sneeze, my ribs start aching. And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. Tomorrow, maybe I will prepare my favorite dish. Rice with ingredient. Gotta save it for the more special occasions, you know? When your home planet exploded a few hours ago, but a man you just met is feeling sad about his martial arts mentor. Alright, this is one of the best ones so far.
Oh, were you close?
Until yesterday, I was calling him by the wrong name. This is the saddest day I or anyone else has ever experienced.
Oh, why don't you tell me about it while we fly through this floating field of rocks that used to be my home planet?
What is it about Tumblr posting that makes you want to confess to idiot behavior? When in Rome.
Hey guys, rate my setup. As you can see, I've got a nice spacious room. Just using the corner though, it's where I get the best signal. And there's the creepy guy behind you who's gonna take your soul for me.
Fastest punslinger in the West.
Presenting graffiti. But instead of painting stuff, you put up a shelf.
So, woodworking?
No.
Grub, build my shelf for me. I'll ship whatever the frick I want. Thanks.
Oh, dubious ruffian. Actually, many postal services have rules and regulations on what you can and cannot ship. Many regulations depend on the destination, weight, and content!
Mac and cheese, horrifying quality, prepared by Barack Obama. The silence from the left on this issue is deafening. Hashtag thanks, Obey Me. Looky here, we've got some eyeballs on the wall. Would you find that uncomfortable as you're trying to do a tinkle? Well, studies have found including eyes on signs or walls significantly deter nearby crime. Okay, that would deter nearby anything. The mosaic sees your sins. Hashtag not actually Gatsby. Wakes up at a reasonable hour. Stays in bed for 2 more hours. Goes to bed at a reasonable hour. Stays awake for 2 more hours. Amateurs. Both. Writing prompts time. A depressed guy moves into a haunted house with 7 demons, each corresponding to a deadly sin. But they're all trying to help him get back on his feet. Pride helps with self-confidence. Lust helps him get laid, etc. I would watch the crap out of this, like wow. Envy. Glut, back off the guy, okay?
I'm just saying he could stand to gain a few pounds. I made spaghetti.
After we eat, it's gotta be time for a nice nap. I mean, we've earned it.
You're damn right we did.
Whoa, girl. Are you from France? 'Cause damn. I just spat all over my phone. It was a flagship phone. It wasn't under warranty. You ruined my life. Man tells police he stole food truck because he's a dumbass. Vibes. Hey, before this app gets shut down completely, does anybody want to frickin'
fall in love together or something?
Could we start with dinner instead? Maybe grab sushi?
Grab sushi. You're asking a fish if they want to grab sushi.
Oh God, I'm so sorry! Do you ever even think before you post? If I did that, I would never post!
Boss, lunch on me today. Any ideas?
Pizza. Sushi!
Me, suspicious that Jeff in HR is an anteater.
Ants?
I stare at Jeff for his reaction. Jeff looks back at you suspiciously. Unbeknownst to you, Jeff has the theory that you are an anteater. The spy vs. spy-esque antics go on for 7 acts. Your boss eyes the 2 of you. He seems nervous while he slightly shakes in fear. The 2 of you have been doing nothing but suspecting each other the entire time. Yet you haven't even suspected the fact that your boss is the anteater. New writing prompt. You've always hated dating and never got any hits. To switch things up, you join a dating app for mythical creatures and gods. You are the first human ever to join and are inundated with offers. Meanwhile, if this actually happened.
Oh, for frick's sake! How many burner accounts does Zeus even have?
This is like the 90th time I've blocked him. Yesterday, I saw 2 teenagers making out in the park. Reminds me of my teenage days when I used to see other teenagers make out in the park. I'd be jealous, but I am an anteater, so that would be weird. Don't tell my coworker. There is a demon telling you to go to bed without brushing your teeth. Do not listen to him. I'm sure there's many of us watching this on our phones right now, tucked into bed, and cannot be bothered to go and correct this.
I just tried cutting a carrot with a carrot.
Did it work?
See image for reference.
No. Victor Frankenstein is like,
I've been hunted by the vilest of creatures.
and the vilest of creatures is crying alone in the woods. What do you feel like grabbing today? Some Macca's, some Nike, some Facebook, or maybe a Mercedes-Benz? Tom Gale, Corp Gear 2018. The corporate symbols of pop culture turned into weapons. Hashtag let me get into one of those McKnuckle dusters. Universities love to make their websites a freaking maze. Also, universities' websites love to tell you to email a guy who died 5 years ago.
What if mayonnaise came in cans? That would suck because you can't microwave metal. Good morning to everyone except these 2 people. Oh, one of my favorites. That would suck though. I like being able to microwave my mayonnaise. I love mayo soup. So I was talking to a boy today and called him dude. And he goes, hey, I'm not your dude. I want to go by bro. And the very first thing that popped into my head was, wow, he has preferred pronouns. Oh my God. Okay, that's good. Bravo. I love you. Joke of the day. An Englishman, a Frenchman, a Spaniard, and a German are all standing watching a street performer do some excellent juggling. The juggler notices that the 4 gentlemen have a very poor view, so he stands up on a large wooden box and calls out, "Can you see me now?" Ah, what? Took me about 10 minutes to finally understand this. Stupidest, most awesome joke ever. I see.
Did you mean we see?
I'm not gonna say it. I see what it is. You guys can read it. You can read this dad joke. I don't want to read it.
We're gonna skate to one song only.
Plants are just like too much sun, not enough sun. Ground too wet, ground too dry. pH balance is wrong. There's not enough drainage. I don't like terracotta. Feed me. Stop feeding me.
God was killed here.
I do not vibe with this soil. Then plants in nature be like, ooh, is that a crack in the concrete? Dude, weeds freak me out. We do. I mean, I know that there's not really a classification for a weed. I think it's just what we call never mind. Doesn't matter. Those things are impossibly good at surviving. Oh no, what do we got here? Let's see. I'll have y'all know that my favorite figure skater's parents told her that to get a dog, she'd have to do well at the Olympics. And she went and won the goddamn thing when she was 15. Her, I want a dog. Her mom and dad, yeah, sweetie, do well at the Olympics and we'll see. Okay, did she get that well-deserved dog she wanted? I don't know if her parents got her one, but the president of Japan gave one to her when he found out that she wanted one. This teen to her parents every single day. Bye, I'm off to walk my presidentially ordained victory dog. Okay, that may be the coolest dog in the world, I'm sorry. Oh, where'd you get him? Oh, the president of Japan gave him to me. Good God. Someone help me find that image of 4 cats being held up in front of a brightly colored background. The cats look calm being held, but each have their own personality. Never mind, I found it. They definitely look calm, especially the guy in the bottom right. I think he's just chilling out. Top right's easily pissed off. Bottom left is a little curious about bottom right, and then I guess top left is just, he's kinda bugging. I want to run away, but like in a Ghibli movie. Like I take a block of cheese, a loaf of bread, and some apples and wander through the flower-specked mountains wrapped up in a shawl. And I happen to wander into a moving castle and fall in love with a cute wizard. Me, deep in the woods, dragging duffel bag of craft singles and hopelessly lost. Where's Totoro? Oh man, you guys are so silly. Imagine someone thinking of you and buying you flowers. Okay, now imagine a horse as a skeleton with a blue fire mane. Now, I'll let you guys in the comments decide which one of these is more fun to imagine. Hint, it's the horse in an area. He is in an area, and it looks like he vacuumed too. Thank you so much. You are highly responsible. I love you, my little guy. Oh my, what do we have here? Let's see. Julius Caesar as just some dude is tripping me out. Well, here's Cleopatra. Little weird. Louis XV. Okay. A little less weird than Cleopatra. I think it's just that strange angle. Julius Caesar yells at the Einstein Bros manager daily. Cleopatra is writing her PhD thesis and is sick of people undermining her intelligence. Louis XV is a business professional currently being investigated by HR. Yeah? No, you got it. You got it. And yes, I understand it's not actually XV. I don't need people in the comments reminding me that they're Roman numerals. I know. It's called a haha. More takes from yours truly. Ooh, Nefertiti is a child star who fell from grace, but rose again like a phoenix. Alexander the Great is not gay and on academic probation. Caligula is under investigation by the FBI. Caligula and Alexander the Great are the best. They're the most accurate for sure. Caligula would be under investigation by some government agency. It's a guarantee. The friendly Lothcat sounds are recordings of the late Tex, sound designer Dave Acord's cat? Tex should not be confused with Porkchop, Acord's other cat, whose purr was the source of Kylo Ren's Force Rumble sound effect in The Force Awakens. Hi guys, whenever you hear Kylo Ren using the Force, it's actually a cat named Porkchop. Quality information right there. You know what? That information might have saved all of the sequels. Seriously, I think it did. I think I like them all now. Bro, I hate being an academic. They're making me write I thought I was just supposed to sit in an old chair and smoke and say something French every now and then. I'm having a stroke. Why are your eyes so long? Very good question. No, seriously, why? Is that an upgrade you get when you become an academic? If you love someone, you will always try harder. I've been trying really hard lately to break through my television screen so that one day I'll be able to walk into the arms of my beloved Luigi. See? This is what I'm talking about. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I heard my brother say he was going to Dairy Queen, so I snuck into his car, and he has no idea I'm in here. He asked his friend what he wanted, and I popped up from the floor. I was thinking about a milkshake. I've never heard two teenage boys scream louder. Well, I mean, you jump scared him. It works, but it's a cheaper tactic. I guess we'll allow it. Anonymous asked, I just applied for TUMBLR University. OMG, same. I'm majoring in supernatural. What about you? What is supernatural? Holy nature really is healing. What is supernatural? A show that's over. It's gone. Ha! Little girl came up to my door dressed as a shark, and I gave her M&Ms, and she said, "Thank you, I love you." And her mom said, "You're supposed to say Happy Halloween." And the little girl said, "She gave me nem-nems, I love her." That is fair. I mean, I'd say the exact same thing, especially if you're a house like ours, by the way, that gives out the full-sized candy. Yeah, we don't play the fun-size game here. I remember when I was in elementary school and I'd watch all the Scooby-Doo animated movies that were available on Netflix. Now, as an adult, I'm doing the same, just on HBO Max. I still have some of the DVDs from my childhood where they had those little movies that were just Shaggy and Scooby doing something weird with Dracula or some You know what I'm talking about? I mean, come on, you have to, right? Is it me, or is positivity and optimism sort of looked down upon nowadays? I'm not saying you have to be a super optimist or anything, but it feels like anytime someone's trying to be anything more than super cynical, they're treated like they're not worth listening to. Well, cynicism is kind of hard not to like. It seems weird. It's kind of hard not to like in a lot of ways these days, but that's just because when you keep yourself informed, you're gonna be really mad and sad and salty in general about human existence. When you give yourself a little bit of ignorance as a treat, you do feel a little bit better. I disabled trends on my Twitter account through an extension, and you know what? I enjoy Twitter again. It's great not constantly seeing headlines about, oh, evil. That's really all it is. It's just evil everywhere. So look, we're working on it. But once you get into a habit, it's very, very hard to get out of it. Childhood is when you idolize Batman. Adulthood is when you realize that the Joker makes more sense. This is the most Reddit thing I've read all day. I thought adulthood was feeling bad for all the stupid bullshit Commissioner Gordon had to put up with. Absolutely. Childhood is idolizing Batman. Adolescence is thinking that the Joker is right. Adulthood is realizing that Gordon absolutely doesn't get paid enough for this Yeah, Gordon never really got paid enough for any of this crap. He had to deal with a cosplayer and a clown quite a bit, and they were both very dangerous. Here's a question for you. Is Batman a furry? More at 11. Wholeheartedly begging writers to unlearn everything schools taught you about how long a paragraph is. If there's a new subject, including actions, there's a new paragraph. A paragraph can be a single word too. So stop making things unreadable. That makes a lot more sense in my brain. I'm not a very good writer. I do my best. I'm actually going to be starting a writing job here at some point very soon. This is good to take to heart. Don't worry. In the movie American Psycho, Christian Bale based the main character on a Letterman interview featuring Tom Cruise in 1999. When asked about the inspiration behind Patrick Bateman, he replied, "Tom Cruise on David Letterman had this very intense friendliness with nothing behind the eyes." Every single day of my life I think about this fact. Every single day. Tom Cruise is an interesting character, to say the least. Very, very interesting. Really wish he wasn't a Scientologist. Dude brings it to every project he's involved in, but that just ruins it for me. Had the worst toast buttering experience today. Okay, no glasses, using arm to hold plate, cold butter, cat likes butter. Well, it seems like you put yourself into this situation, though. Was there nothing you could have done? Maybe eat the cat? It's fine to live with your parents into your 20s. It's only landlord and real estate developer propaganda that said it was shameful. You're supposed to hook up at bars and make sweet, passionate love in your childhood bedroom. And then, when the girl leaves after, your mom glares at this trollop who deflowered her beautiful baby boy. On the Sonic bedsheets, right? Mine were Pokemon. If I remember correctly anyway. I feel like I remember they weren't Pikachu or any of the 3 starters either, like they were Poliwhirl or something. Incredible energy. If she saw the Poliwhirl sheets and still went for it anyway, oh, absolutely. Look, if you've got not one of the starter Pokemon sheets on your bed or blanket or whatever, you're automatically a king or queen, there's no doubt about it. A Harry Potter alternate universe where potions is taught by Gordon Ramsay. Your Drought of Living Death couldn't kill a fruit fly. You put so much ginger in that potion it tastes like a Weasley. It tastes like a Weasley. Oh, that's just not fun to read. Small brain. Steven Universe is a vegetarian because he's a pacifist. Big brain. Steven Universe is a vegetarian because his spit heals flesh? Holly, please don't say things like this. But didn't he also bring the watermelon, Stevens, and pumpkin to life in the same manner? Every meal is a race against the clock for Steven Q Universe. At least his food is always fresh. I know a lot of you guys will get this. This is another thing I've never seen. I'm calling it now. I bet you did numbers on Twitter will become a new insult on Tumblr.com. I bet this did numbers on Twitter. Okay, can now confirm through first-hand experience that being accused of having migrated from Twitter when I've been here for years is in fact a devastating insult. Don't worry, OP. My blog is like a decade old and I get accused of being from TikTok. That's not an insult, that's a declaration of war. Sure. I do love the sense of superiority that any fan of any website feels for being a fan of that website and not the other one. I mean, come on, Tumblr, you guys lost indie games. What if you were a little fly? What if a sentient locomotive was after you? What if you tidied up a house? What if you were a bear who also runs a B&B? AAA games. What if you had a gun? Hey, those publishers, man, they're like the Suits in Hollywood. They ruin quite a bit. That's why I like companies like Capcom. They're still doing some weird I mean, sure, Resident Evil, guns, but what if we took guns and had you fight waves after waves of dinosaurs? Come on. I mean, come on. Remember when Fyre Fest happened like a year or so ago, and there was this article where the attendees complained about how shitty it was? But there was this one middle-class dude who won a ticket through a lottery or something, and at the time of his life, because rich people suffering is great, I hope y'all remember it, is today's mood. Oh my god. I got my ticket in a raffle at work and thought it'd be cool. Didn't have much in the way of expectations. But yeah, watching rich people freak out because their luggage was being handled roughly or they were slightly dehydrated? Oh, it was like chicken soup for my middle-class soul. Best weekend of my life. I want to believe. I do. Also, man, how old is this? Remember when Fyre Fest happened like a year or so ago? When did it happen, actually? How long ago has it been? 2017. God! If you heard of writer's block, get ready for reader's block. You want to read, you have time, you know what to read. You've got a pile of books ready to be read. You cannot sit still and focus enough to do so, or you can't even open the book. You know, I'm experiencing this exact thing with playing games. I started playing Silent Hill 2 after beating the first one. I'm really psyched to play it. I know I want to play it. I know I'm going to get sucked in if I do. It's right over in the corner of the room and I'm almost done with work. Guess who's not going to play it? I don't know why I'm like this. My dad PayPals me $20 every exam season for Red Bull and Snickers because he swears by a trick he used to do in college where he would chug a Red Bull and eat a Snickers in the exam hall before every single one of his exams, and he did well on all of them. Legitimately swears to this day that it works and makes me do it. The first time I tried it, I also knocked that exam out of the park. It would take me 2 more years for either of us to figure out that we both had low blood pressure, and what all that caffeine and sugar was doing was making us experience what was known as normal blood pressure, allowing us to concentrate better. My dad still swears that it was the Red Bull and Snickers and not the medical equivalent of using the wrong equation and getting the right answer. Come on, let your dad have this. He's right. In my youth, reminisced the old man, scratching his beard thoughtfully, I was quite the quirked up white boy. No one in the village could best me at busting it down sexual style. And were you goated, sir? The young boy queried. My dear boy, I most certainly was. The old man chuckled, a merry twinkle in his eye. With the sauce, I dare say. Man, I can't wait to start talking to the oldest millennials and the oldest of Gen Z. It's gonna be so fun. Krispy Kreme offers vaccinated customers free ride on the Glaze conveyor belt. This might be the worst offer I've ever received, but it would take all of my strength to not accept. Werewolf Boy Simulator. You will not see the gates of heaven. Me every Friday night. Is this the guy that uses a syringe to put his semen in chicken eggs and cuts them open later to see if he can find his living son inside? Is this who now? Seals remember what they just did, but only for about 18 seconds. Be careful, Adam Sandler might try to wife them. Oh, right. I like to think about this without the existence of 50 First Dates to provide any sort of context. Oh god, what is this? Out of boredom, I decided to scan a stuffed shark. Here are the results. Your work is appreciated. OP, I spent entirely too long on this, and I'm sorry. You don't need to be sorry, come on. It's 1:30 a.m., and I'm cackling like a deranged witch. I grow our own vegetables. Many hybrid and heirloom varieties are bred for flavor rather than for commercial appeal and travel. There are entire species on the allotment that you can't easily buy in stores because of this, like salsify, a root vegetable that tastes of fish and shellfish. Our neighbors happily take it to make vegan what? Of alarming similarity to fish cakes. You cannot sell it in stores because, despite looking like a white parsnip, it turns brown when you pick it, and if you scrape or bruise or cut the white root in any way, or damage the delicate little hairs for some reason, it bleeds red and is very upsetting to look at. There are whole classes of foods like this. Foods that just don't ship well or look good on supermarket shelves. Forbidden fruits, vegetables that bleed and taste like meat. Sorry about this. Okay, I do need to taste the veggie that tastes like meat. I have to. Rolling my eyes so far back in my head that I make direct eye contact with the goblin that operates me like a marionette. The goblin meets your eyes and nods in agreement, unable to believe they did either. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. An orchestra of 120 players takes 40 minutes to play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. How long would it take for 60 players to play the symphony? Let P be the number of... I hate math problems, dude. 4,800 players. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony speedrun. It's not even music anymore, it's just a shockwave that kills you instantly. Is your kid's self-esteem dummy thick? Silence. I yield to the crab. Silk Song News. It's been 3,000 years. Has it been? Skaters literally have a lifestyle centered around a piece of wood with tiny wheels. Okay, you have a lifestyle centered around a little keyboard and a kid's show plushie. What's your point? The skaters are out to get me. The entire skate fandom wants me dead. And yes, but what a shame the poor groom's bride is this the Kids Bop version? They're tomatoes, by the way, in case you were curious. All this tomato talk is literal nonsense. I think the insane thing isn't that you say it differently, but that you think the way you say it has an R in it. While you were too busy being American and all obsessed with the Super Bowl, it looks like you forgot to study a little thing called the hyperbole. Is that how you pronounce soup bowl? What is going on here? Apparently, spite is not an appropriate answer to what motivates you. Okay, so the little tattoo artist I've been going to for all of my tats seriously does everything in his life out of spite. He became a tattoo artist because he was told it was stupid. He got married because his friends told him not to. He bought a house with a picket fence because he was told he wasn't the type of guy that would do that. And he had a kid because he was told he would be a crap father. He has a nice wife, an adorable little girl, a good house, and is an award-winning tattoo artist. Live your life in spite. Ma, there's a weird stray cat outside. The original cat's definitely scarier. You ever go and slap your own Not in a horny way, more like a cowboy slapping his horse's hindquarters to jostle it along. But in this scenario, you're both horse and rider combined into one vaguely stressed and very fast creature. Good reasons to get stronger. Lift girlfriend, lift wife, someday I hope, protect women, intimidate men. See, this is healthy masculinity. No, it is not. This is me being a lesbian. Self-driving cars aren't even hard to make, lol. Just program it not to hit stuff. If going to hit stuff, don't. My life has been so much better ever since I traded my imposter syndrome to brilliant con man syndrome. See, gotta add the syndrome on there. Do I deserve anything in life? No. Will I grasp it anyway? Yes. My art has never been worth but watch me bull my way into art school. I am a horrid goblin, but watch me make these people like me. Am I qualified to do this task? Well, I sure have the certificates to say that I am, and how did I get those? Who knows? Not me. I'm so good at cheating, I don't have to break a single rule to do it. I'm brilliant, fast, and absolutely drunk with power. Finally, a concise, accurate description of what I've been doing the past 10 years. Oh no, Germa. Best I can tell as an outside observer, this dude is like a K-pop boy for people that take Adderall. Well, there it is. Finally, an easy description of Germa. Whenever I take a long car ride, I end up exhausted afterwards, and I'm always like, Why am I so tired? I was just sitting around doing nothing all day. But the answer, it turns out, is I was doing something. Riding in a car jars your body in many directions and requires constant micro adjustments of your muscles just to stay in place and hold your normal posture. Because you're inside the car, inside the situation, it's easy not to notice all the extra work you're doing just to maintain the status quo. There's all sorts of work that we think of as free that requires spending energy, concentrating, making decisions, managing anxiety, maintaining hypervigilance in an unfriendly environment, dealing with stereotype threat, processing a lot of sensory input, repairing skin damaged sun exposure cells, whatever the hell, trying to stay warm in a cold room. The next time you think you're tired from nothing, consider instead that you're probably in a situation where you're doing a lot of unnoticed extra work just to stay in place. Opening my body's task manager to see what's taking up all my CPU. This is why I always come off of an airplane extremely dehydrated and messed up. Rosalind is your love's name? Yes, just. I do not like her name. Okay, Jacques, why is this so funny? Orlando says there was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened. It's tragic because I didn't include Orlando's response. It's even funnier. Get him, Orlando. You tell him. I'm sad I wasn't born in the era of do it. If you like love letters, write them. If you like poodle skirts, wear them. Society is imploding as we watch on in abject horror. Do whatever you want. Time to buy a guillotine. It is so funny when you're watching a show with horses in it, and within the plot of the show, the horses are upset. But the way they communicate this is by placing a nervous, nickering soundbite over what is clearly a calm horse placidly performing a practice trick. Like, clearly this is the correct and humane way to pretend a horse is upset and unhappy, but it's so funny. You guys aren't even pinned back. He's just vibing. Dude did the least amount of rearing to get his apple treat, and he can see his handler right behind the camera, ready to reach into the treat bag. He's getting a good grade and being a good little boy, and his mommy's gonna be so proud. See, also, every scummy sewer rat used as set dressing in modern TV and film is a healthy, chubby little boy with a nice shiny coat because he lives a blessed little rat life full of fruits and nuts and tummy scritches. Caveat to the last point. Almost every rat you see on TV is a she. Male rats have absolutely enormous balls, and they don't want to show that on camera. I can understand why. The feminine urge to deactivate all social media and read literature off of Tumblr for the rest of my life. What does Tumblr count as, website-wise? I was wondering who the man in the flannel is. It's the guy that killed Bambi's mom. That guy. He's the most evil one there. He's the only one that actually ever killed anyone. Really? I mean, I suppose. Look, you know Dr. Facilier has killed quite a few people. Maybe not directly, but that dude's done some begging everyone on the internet to stop smoothing out their middle-aged men and draw wrinkles for the love of God. I promise it's so fun, you'll love it. Come into my wine cellar. No. Oh my God, no. Walt, please! Did you just DeWalt my white? These sexuality gender type flags are stupid, and apart from the gay one, no one knows or cares what they mean. That is the Welsh flag. Gender of the day, Wales. LGBTW. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and Welsh. Like 99% of Men and Women Are So Different comedy is literally just describing the experience of not understanding other people. Like, it's not that women never say what they mean. Talking to other people is just like that, you know? It can be hard to understand what other people are thinking. Bioessentialism really rots the brain. Women will say I'm fine and then not mean it. Yeah, that's something literally everybody does. Is this your first time interacting with another human being, my guy? Can women in a group situation pick a restaurant? Can you? This is one of the funniest responses on this hell of a post. I suppose, man. I almost told my dad I was gonna get down by a werewolf. Thanks, Tumblr. Dad. Oh, look, it's a full moon. Me. Full moon and year of the dog. You know what that means. What? Oh, okay. Trying to find the right spot to sit around a campfire be like. I love this meme because I think humans 10,000 years ago or 100,000 years ago would also like it. Can we get a couple of scientists out there to figure out why this happens? And don't tell me, oh, it's the wind. No. I move and the smoke follows. What is going on? Is it God? Is he being a piece of a little smart, a silly little dude? Why? Why does this need to happen? Please stop. People swim in the ocean, even though there definitely are many corpses in it. People will not swim in a pool with a corpse in it. Humans all have a corpse-to-water ratio that's acceptable for them to swim in. It's called being able to see the corpse. So, if I put you in an L-shaped swimming pool and you knew there was a corpse around the corner, you'd be fine? Loving the implication that I'm a little animal and you're a scientist putting me into various bodies of water to test my corpse-to-water ratio tolerance. Today I learned that the astronauts of Apollo 11 were refused life insurance, so they signed photos of themselves so that their families could auction them for money in case the landing failed and the crew were killed. The United States of America. Can you imagine? It's like a crew of 4 to 10 people maximum doing stuff like this at any given time. And you deny them life insurance coverage, as if, for some strange reason, everyone's gonna become an astronaut and do it. It's that logic of, well, if I let you do it, then I have to let everyone do it. Oh no, you gotta spend $14 out of your billions to insure astronauts, man. Did NASA not offer to cover anything? Or astronaut? I don't get it. I don't get it. This is all so stupid. Ugh. I'm wearing contacts for the first time and holy shit, some people come out of the seeing like this? I think the phrase I was looking for is roll out of bed. I don't think that's the phrase you were really looking for. Riddle me this, Batman. If quizzes are quizzical, what are tests? Was this actually part of the new Batman movie? Remember, don't fret. I'll do my best, guys. Why do they lose more actual pony resemblance with every generation? Those are not horses. Well, here's an 1800s pug. Here's a 2020s pug. What are you trying to say here?
Inbreeding.
It's Friday. Post horsemouth bird. Ned, how do I remove this from my memory? You can't! He lives there now. Hashtag body horror. Oh, it's more than that, man. Oh, it's more than that. Gonna start running all of my posts through several layers of Google Translate just to keep the boys guessing. I'll start running all my posts with different Google translation levels to make kids guess. I'm gonna start posting all of my posts in the step of transferring the kids Google can guess. Google can think that I'll start publishing all of my posts during the child replacement phase. During the what? The church doesn't want you to know this, but the reason monks what? Tonsure their hair is because they need exposed skin on their head to photosynthesize. They can't fully shave their heads because bald guy swag is an earthly delight and they refuse to indulge in it.
Mr. Worldwide!
You're not some daddy's boy who tries to dolphin me and then blimps. I understand all of those words separately. When you talk to a native speaker who uses slang but you've only ever learned formal language in class. Fanfic authors, canon's gonna break your heart, man. And when it does, I'll be here to pick up the pieces and put you back together because that's what a real content creator does. Jacob Janurka. Hello, this is Crab. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a crab. Oh, I see. I got you. No, I kind of vaguely get that one.
Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a crab.
Look at this absolute baby I found at work the other day. She absorbed the secrets of the orange and cannot handle what she has learned. Weakling. Fool that you are. She has gained the orange's understanding, and therefore, its anger. Gordon Ramsay voice. I'm not gonna do it. The chicken is crucified. It's on the cross. Cut to shaky cam footage of a raw rotisserie chicken on a tiny cross. I wouldn't mind if that show had more goofy moments like that. Restaurant in Japan tries to make dining alone less awkward by seating patrons with giant stuffed animals. Shall we order dessert? No thanks. I'm stuffed. What are those little guys called? Aren't they a Finnish thing? Moomins? Is that right? No, is that right? Today I learned no studies have found MSG unsafe for consumption, and hundreds of studies have found it perfectly safe. Likewise, MSG's common reputation as unsafe mostly stems from one person's unverified complaints and speculation, and the substance has been considered safe by the USDA for 58 years. I just don't think people should be eating copies of Metal Gear Solid. Metal Sear Golid. Right. You had it backwards, my friend. Refreshing. 0% better. Me, after my 15-minute break at work. Damn, you got 15 minutes? I got like 34 seconds on my regular breaks. Virus name, not a virus. Smooth. Honestly, the smoothest thing I've ever seen. And it's probably worked on more than one person. The problem with horror now is there's no men in little tank tops and booty shorts. They were hunted to extinction. Yeah, Yeah, it is a big problem in slashers and horror films today. We've lost some of our culture there. Every Olympic event should include one average person competing for reference. I'd watch every event if they did this. And here's our average Joe, who was just explained 5 minutes ago how curling works. Here's Stacy. She ice skated twice in her whole life, and today she competes beside the best in the world. And oh, she fell again. What a good sport. Look at her get up using the wall. I wouldn't mind seeing more of this. The Olympics are already full of amateurs. Amateurs, remember, not people that are inexperienced. Having one that would be a great idea. Concept: basically Among Us, except if you don't perform your tasks in an OSHA-compliant fashion, there's a random chance you'll accidentally kill yourself. The imposters can't murder anyone directly, they can only create workplace hazards or sabotage tasks to require precautions they ordinarily don't. OSHA Among Us. This could be a fun game mode. It could be. It makes things a little less simple. Leaving house, good for depression, bad for anxiety. Staying at house, good for anxiety, bad for depression. Standing directly in the doorway to achieve peak mental health. Yep, right in the front door, dude. What else can you do? Don't ask why Kenny wanted to be a chick, it's just how he seems to be rolling right now. That awkward moment when Eric Cartman is more tolerant and enlightened than the majority of people. Cartman has had quite an arc over the last 25 years, dude. Remember when every girl wanted this phone? Yo, if you had this phone in 2005, you were the coolest bitch on the block. I didn't know this was my thing. My dad had this phone. Then your dad was the coolest bitch on the block. There are no exceptions. I actually, for a very short period in time, had the knockoff version of the Razor, straight up called the Crazer. I don't know who it was made by, but it was a knockoff version. Just woke up from a nap and had a dream that they announced a new capybara Pokemon, and it was literally just a regular capybara named Capybara. Artist's rendition. Is there not actually just a Pokemon that's just a dude? That's just a little dude like this? There has to be at least one, right? We've got little ice cream cones flying around at this point. Why can't there just be a normal animal? The year is 2053. A girl lays on her bed wearing vintage Ugg boots. I was born in the wrong generation, she sighs, as she listens to Taylor Swift and cries over a One Direction poster. Some kids are actually gonna be like this. You do realize that. Yeah, this sure terrifies me. Oh man, stop. Just please stop. Apparently when my grandma first came to America, she didn't know what a raccoon was and assumed it was just a f***ed up cat and adopted it. Just imagine this 13-year-old girl with a heavy Eastern European accent being like, "This is my cat, Peter. He's not very friendly." Did it work out? Was she able to woo the raccoon? What a nice sheep, I think, as I gaze out at a field. The sheep, facing away, starts to raise its head. I stare in mounting horror as the head keeps rising, neck elongating in some cursed spectacle that roots me to the fucking spot in fear until I realize, oh, it's an alpaca. Thought this was gonna be a horror short fiction, but no, it's just rural. The veil between rural and eldritch is far thinner than anyone wishes to guess. You're damn right about that one, friend. Do you ever start bullshitting a paper and then look over it halfway through and think, wait a minute, I could be onto something here? This is the definition of college. Literally, I was writing a paper on Asian saltwater crocodiles, like a simple about them paper for a college class, and I started noticing some inconsistencies in the scientific papers I was sourcing, and I accidentally discovered that the crocodile had been misdiagnosed as least concerned on the endangered species list, when they should be classified as endangered, and now my professor's having me write a formal report to the International Red List to have them reclassified, and all I wanted to do was write this paper on an animal. I thought it was cool, and now I'm considered an expert on this species. Well, when in Rome, go to Olive Garden, my friend. Methinks Tadashi's legacy lies not in Baymax's 1,000 plus medical procedures, but in the fact that he programmed his robot to act wasted when his battery is low. Hashtag, he's such a college student, why do people forget it? Oh, they're not really hashtags, I don't give a crap. Big Hero 6. That sure was a movie. Haven't seen that one in a little bit. You know how most of the things humans use as spices are poisonous or repellent to most other animals? And you know how anything vaguely D&D inspired has dwarves being way more poison resistant than even humans? Dwarf cuisine shouldn't be bland. It should be unimaginably spicy and potentially harmful or fatal to humans, like green potato and rhubarb leaf salad with a festive garnish of yew berries and deadly nightshade berries, that kind of thing. Concept: Humans think it's bland, because rather than memorizing what kills humans, it's safer to just pass on the spices. Should we add salt? Everyone eats salt, right? No, that's a rock. There's no way humans eat rocks. You think that's crazy? Try drinking a dwarven beer. Being alive is great, because there are so many different vegetables you can saute. But then, there are also the horrors. I don't want to talk about the horrors today, actually, but thank you. So I went to the eye doctor, right? And I sat down to fill out all the paperwork like you do, and the lady was like, "Thanks, Dr. Doctor will be with you in a moment." And I was like, why did she say doctor twice? That's weird. But then I looked at the business cards on the table, and his name was actually Dr. Chad Doctor. And I looked around, and the other assistant caught my eye and just nodded like, "You just had the moment, didn't you?" Chad saw his chance, and he took it. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't you, right? Seal grabs Diver's hand, and now Diver understands. Give it love. Can we please stop turning villains into anti-heroes? I'm all for redemption arcs, but it only works if the characters haven't committed like 1,000 serious crimes before. And I mean serious crimes. Jane Austen really said, "I respect the I can fix him movement, but that's just not me. He'll fix him himself if he knows what's good for him." And that's why her works are still calling the shots today. Meanwhile, Emily Bront just said, "We can make each other worse." Mary Shelley said, "I can make him." I don't know who any of these people are, but I'm sure these folks are correct. Romeo, "I dreamt a dream tonight." Mercutio, "And so did I." Well, what was yours? That dreamers often lie. Romeo, "I had this intense dream last night, bro." "Ah, so did I." "What'd you dream, dude?" "That you're full of shit." Zorro's worst outfit. He looks like he works in a malt shop. Hey, at least he's comfy, right? I mean, come on. Disappointing. You've allowed yourself to be defined by a single genre, God's silence. Hey, what the hell is God's silence, huh? Okay, but consider this. Mermaids in space. Space mermaids? As in alien mermaids that live in the vacuum of space and swim between the stars? A setting that uses the analogy of deep space as the open ocean but keeps all the sea monsters? Do want? Luring astronauts into black holes with a song that carries across the void where no one can hear you scream. This post turned real fast. Space sirens. I'd be down for this. Do you ever eat some disappointing junk food and it's like, I'm clogging my arteries for this? Things on this site are so oddly specific, yet so accurate. It's simply because we're all the same. Why is it so small? It's a baby. Thank you, science side of Tumblr. Yeah, we do need them every now and then. My favorite haunted house experience was when a werewolf, after growling in our faces and effectively freaking out my siblings, stepped on my shoe and he said in the softest voice imaginable, "Oh, sorry." In close second is the time where strings hanging from the ceiling and my glasses got cut. Wait, what? Can people type right? Where strings hanging from the ceiling and my glasses got caught, and this guy, who was dressed up as a creepy Victorian zombie or whatever, stood there as I tried to untangle them while they were still on my face. But it kept getting worse until he walked up to me, very carefully removed my glasses, untangled them, and handed them back to me, and then grunted like a zombie as I thanked him and moved on. Oh, this was the same night, by the way. If he writes her a few sonnets, he loves her. If he writes her 300 sonnets, he loves sonnets. My English professor. I'm saying that word correctly, right? I think about this quote all the time, and I feel like it explains a lot about human behavior. The Bank of Canada urges Star Trek fans to stop spocking their fivers. No, reblog if you would spock a fiver. That sure is a phrase. I like it. I like it a lot. In primary school, we had a creative writing assignment where we had to write about a character in a new strange situation. And I wrote about a squid that was somehow teleported from the ocean to the forest floor and slowly choked to death for 2 pages, and I'll never quite forget my teacher's face because it turns out she wanted, "This new school is scary, I hope I make friends," and not a graphic description of a squid dying. Well, that's just the risk you take if you decide to teach creative writing. Yeah, you don't get to expect things in creative writing. I was hoping you would do this. I don't give a shit what you were hoping. That's not what we were told. My friend was testing perfumes out at the store, and she sniffed a bottle and announced, "Not gonna lie, this kinda sucks." The girl at the counter suddenly looked really sad, and my friend was like, "I'm sorry, I wasn't talking about you." And the girl looked up and said, "No, don't worry. I didn't think that, but I just crushed a ladybug with my shoe." We both took a peek over the counter. She stepped on a red M&M. Every word of this is a curveball. Dude, you're telling me. I sterilized my cat so she wouldn't have any babies, and she brought one home from the street. I am mommed her. The look in her eyes. You cannot prevent me from raising a family. That cat is determined. You gotta give her that much, right? You're the bad guy in someone's story. Pal, I'm the bad guy in my story, okay? Oh God, what is this? I'll never forget the dream I had about this show on Nickelodeon that was kind of like Malcolm in the Middle and Even Stevens. It was called Boy Naughty, and like every time they went to a commercial, it would fade out with kids singing Boy Naughty I wish you could hear this tune because it's been stuck in my head for months. Uh-oh, here comes Boy Naughty. Weekends at 6 p.m. on Fox Kids. I would love to see this show and hear what you were actually thinking with the jingle. So, we went to an improv show, and we played this game where somebody's given a trait and another player has to guess what it is based on how they answer questions. And one of the players, who was a taxidermist, was asked, "What do you do for a living?" And she replied, "Oh, you know, stuff." And to this day, that is the greatest pun I have ever heard. My God. Someone was waiting their entire lives for that moment, and it was probably completely worth it. I'm not sure I even believe in the sunk cost fallacy anymore, but I've put in too much work to quit now. Not sure about the gambler's fallacy, but I've been wrong so many times before, my luck is bound to change. This one source I found out of dozens did say that cherry picking was valid. Well, I don't hear anyone who made it here complaining about survivorship bias. Oh God. How long did this go on for? They definitely didn't stop here. The only high school heterosexual romance I want to see is Jock Girl and Nerd Boy. Sorry, the other ones have been too overdone. Give me a super confident basketball player girl and a guy who's a little terrified of her. Nerd Boy is scrambling for books at his locker. Basketball girl leans on the locker next to his like jocks do in high school movies. Let me guess, no other guy wants to hang out with her because she's too tall and intimidating. Actually, no. All the basketball dudes think she's super cool, but she wants a calculus loser. I'm sorry, but the Norwegian butter crisis of 2011 just confuses my goddamn brain, because how the actual hell does an entire country run out of butter? Did Norway just come downstairs and like opens fridge? I can't read that. I was gonna explain how the butter crisis happened, but then I noticed your freaking hilarious attempt at writing "we've run out of butter." I'm not sure if you know, but you basically wrote "we drove out of the lubrication." Well, that makes everything better though. People who don't cook their cereal don't realize what they're missing out on. The heat of the flame really brings out the sweetness of the marshmallows. OP, I'm coming to your home to beat you in the face and ass. Hey, they might be onto something here. Try before you deny. Anyway, on to better things. Well, there he f***ing goes, I guess. Bye-bye. No thoughts, only fully articulated iron crab. Japanese, 18th century. Fully articulated iron crab. Japanese, 18th century. Private collection. I want to hold this guy so badly. Me too, actually. Olympics should have a for fun section at the end of all the games so all the athletes can try different sports. Bolt v Phelps, ping pong. Really want to see this. With the expert athletes on the sidelines yelling tips. It's like a much better version of Shaq versus. You guys are all so funny tonight. Lets the strap of my dress fall down my shoulder. Yeah, we not that funny. Fixes it with those claws for picking up trash. Oh, I see. Chronic neuron misfire at work where a customer asked what my specialty was. Like, what my favorite drink is, I guess. And I said, Wasp Cup. And then we stared at each other for a second, and I decided to double down for some reason and said, you bring the wasp, I bring the cup. And she was just like, okay, can I have an iced white mocha? Without any emotion. It was like two neural nets interacting. I mean, I will never try a Wasp Cup, ever. Self-fulfillment needs, psychological needs, and basic needs. Be held and rice. Are you a wet cell phone? It's f***ing Wimdy. Ever since I first saw this post, it's f***ing Wimdy is easily one of the top 10 most commonly used phrases in my household. Then my job is done. This man can't be fixed. I can screw him though. Maybe that will calm him down. I don't know. You know what? Give it a try. For the sake of the galaxy, give it a try. Why not? From a principal's publication in 1815. Students today depend on paper too much. They don't know how to write on a slate without getting chalk dust all over themselves. They can't clean a slate properly. What will they do when they run out of paper? Proof that someone has boyched and will boych about young people's technology throughout all of time and space. Oh yeah, previous generations are always going to complain about how much easier the future generations are going to have it. Which, by the way, is the goddamn point. We're progressing so that future generations don't have to deal with all of the shit that the past generations did. You don't need to be a little bitch about it. We're doing that on purpose. Okay, at least some of us are doing that on purpose. Others love the idea of people suffering as much as they did for some fucking reason. She's a 10, but she rots in her room all day listening to music and making up scenarios in her head. I think that's what most of us do, right? Wet dog meets semi-wet dog. I'm you, but with legs. All right, well, where's a straight dry dog? I don't like what I just said. Well, where's a straight dry dog? Don't feel bad if you're sensitive to negative feedback, because apparently after one particular bad review, Hans Christian Andersen was found just sobbing while lying face down in the dirt. That's kind of what I do when people in the comments say they don't like me.
Leave a nice comment for Robin right now.
I think crying emoji are stupid. I don't feel this or this, I feel this. Yeah, these ones are significantly better. That last one's hilarious. He looks like a little bug. I'd say top right is probably the most accurate, just across the board. Oh boy, what's this? Here we can see that Florida is actually a poorly written artificial data matrix, as evidenced by this poorly rendered police vehicle clipping through the environment due to simulation processor loads being too high during the rainy season. Bethesda programmed Florida. Is it a bug or a feature? It's a yes. Weird. Strange collision tampering, I'd say. Link. Zorlda. The game is so pretty, I'm crying. Then why did you make Link Shooter? Why did you do that? Concept. Reverse vampires. They survive by eating garlic and drinking holy water. The sun is healing to them. If you stake them through the heart, they become immortal. But most importantly, every single human on Earth is trying to hunt them down and drink their blood. Italians. What timeline are you from? No. Not timeline. What segment of our multiverse are you from? Semi-annual skull check. Do you still have yours? Yeah, man, I got it right here. No, where is it? I can't wait to get a live-action movie where Disney delves into the backstory of Gaston and they reveal that his mom got crushed by a bookshelf to explain why he hates educated women that read. They really had Cruella's mom get pushed off a cliff by Dalmatians. Wow. Damn. You know, I remembered not disliking that movie all that much. I thought, this is fun. This doesn't make any goddamn sense, and I will absolutely not consider this a true canon story whatsoever, because it's not. But yeah, never really thought about it that. It's so goddamn funny. I can draw anything, and so can you. By golly, you're right! Pirates of the Cambrian! Now this needs to be the reboot for Pirates. We've been waiting on that reboot for a while, cause Lordy doesn't need it. I think we have it, right here. The tasseled wobgong is a species of carpet shark in the family, yes, and the only member of its genus. I'm pretty sure that you kill one of these bastards in Okami at some point. Oh no, this is terrible! Who's gonna sign my paycheck? Squidward kept this real. I mean, yeah, the dude was paying them enough to have homes. You think SpongeBob and Squidward actually had those things owned outright? No. Totally mortgaged those suckers. The only reason Patrick was able to afford his was because, well, it's a studio under a rock. So he didn't have to pay very much, if anything, really at all. You know what? He probably made it himself with some land someone left him, right? Come on. Think about it. Me and my pirate girlfriend, holding hands. Me, baby, your hands are so cold. Her, that to me hook. I love seeing ones where you can tell that someone was clearly inebriated on one substance or another when they wrote it or conceptualized it. Extremely hot soup, daring you to eat it. Generated by OpenAI's DALL-E 2. Sharing is caring. The heading of this post was used to generate the image. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh my god. Oh, but we would absolutely need, like, a name for the soup. Because the extremely hot soup daring you to eat it is that little card descriptor, right? What's the name of the evil soup? I play pot of soup. I freaking love Irish slang. Like, it's the most creative craft ever. Today, I heard a coffin being referred to as wooden onesie. In the sentence, "Ay, Jesus, me nanny looks better than ye and she's in a bleeding wooden onesie." And it was honestly life-changing. Also, I genuinely did not try that hard on that Irish accent, okay? Been playing a lot of Red Dead 2. Sean's accent is very particular, almost impossible to mimic. I didn't want to try too hard.
You better sleep with your eyes open.
Chugs the bean juice. Hot wakey water. Thanks for giving me a stroke first thing opening Tumblr. Me too. Oh wait, I think the bean water's melting me. No, it's just hurting your a poopy, dirty hose tube in your body. My hotel has a sitting area with no possible way to access it. Use whirlwind sprint. Climb on the desk and double jump from there. Frickin' triangle jump, dude. You're just not thinking with portals. Just go outside and punch the ground a couple of times. Go back inside and build a noob tower up to the sitting area. It can't be higher than 3 to 4 blocks. Unlock the sitting area with the special $15 sitting area DLC. I really enjoy this. I enjoy this. The gamers rose up and gave you so many solutions to get over to that seating area. And if you make it over there, I believe you'll own the hotel from there on out. Hey, is the K word allowed on this website? I forget. I will kill Gotcha Gaming? Is that how you say that? I've seen it a couple of times. I just don't know. Divorce court. You are no longer married to each other. You are still married to each other. Owned. Lifeguard Jesus disagrees with the law. Lifeguard Jesus is found in contempt of court and sentenced to jail. Look, we've seen what happens when Jesus is locked away somewhere, okay? It doesn't work. How many times are we gonna go through this? There was a really big cowboy-looking dude in the coffee shop, and after a while I realized he seemed to be staring at me. And I was getting uncomfortable until he suddenly startled and came over to say, "I'm so sorry, ma'am, I wasn't trying to stare at you. There is a huge bird behind you." And lo and behold, right outside the window, there was an absolute unit of a crow. You cannot post a story like this, true or not, I don't give a crap, and not give us an image of this absolute unit of a crow. This should be a crime. Everyone shut up and look at this carving of a whale from 1200 to 600 Chumash culture. I love him. I would die for him. Honestly, if I'm being real with you. This is the Lucky Clover Cat. Reblog this in 30 seconds and he'll bring you good luck and fortune. This one! This is the one that works! I reblogged him on the day I started treatment, and 1, got to my appointment on time, 2, found a free parking ticket someone left in the meter for me, and 3, got free Starbucks after my appointment. I'm convinced because I reblogged this on Friday, got hired at a job I had a million interviews for, went on a first date that went well, and got kissed a billion times, so like, hell yeah to the lucky cat. I can't repost him. What am I supposed to do? I could fix him. I could make him worse. Well, I could make him. Hi, Victor Frankenstein here. Sorry, Frankenstein, I apologize. Since everyone's reposting it, might as well just post it here myself. This was a commission, believe it or not. Someone paid me to draw this. LP, I'd have paid for this. Sabrina blowing the mind of her Alakazam while carrying pepperoni pizza with her mind is dope. I'm not 100% in the know for this image, but it's quite entertaining to look at, I will admit. Putting candy cane pieces in cookies is a bad idea. Did you see them going off to fight Children of the Barricade who didn't last the night? What? Yeah, I wouldn't cook the peppermint candies with them, or bake them rather. I'd put them in afterwards as best I could while they're still warm and squishy. If cats aren't meant to be kissed on their heads, then what's that little space between their ears for? Certainly not their brain. Ain't that the truth? My cat Munchkin definitely does not have a working brain in there. I think he has a smaller cat chasing a laser pointer inside of a metal enclosure. That's if I had to guess. The neurodivergent urge to do this. I wanna go, I wanna go, I wanna go, I wanna go! I'm fucking nuts. I'm insane, I'm crazy. I'm an animal trapped in a cage, I'm shaking the bars. Oh my god, I need to sleep. Yeah? The Necrons are objectively the funniest faction. They really want people to get off their lawn, and if everyone just agreed, they could probably kill everyone in the galaxy. But instead, they just fight on their own because everyone in charge is freaking insane, and everyone's either worse or can't do shit about it. Also, there's a dude who doesn't care about any of this and just wants to collect things as a hobby. Oh, it's Warhammer. Honestly, if I had to guess, because I'm not in the know with this, Warhammer would have been at the very top of my guess list. Birthday cards for adult men are just, you are old and it's funny. Drink alcohol. Blatant sexism. Boomer comic. I'm the better sibling. Watch the sports. Sex. You're old and therefore bad at sex and it's funny. Blatant sexism related to sex. Blue-tinted illustrations of vaguely male pastimes. Look, man, it pays the bills, okay? In The Departed, 2006, Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg play two different characters. A subtle nod to them being two different actors, despite my wife being unable to tell them apart on the first viewing of the movie. LP, this is the funniest post you've made yet. It's the funniest because Mark Wahlberg isn't in that photo. Is he not? What I wouldn't give to have the gastric constitution of a 9-year-old again. Like, you know when you're in grade school and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have some Gushers and pizza and one of those dubious chalky grocery store cookies and then go run around with my friends. And now, as an adult, if I eat the wrong brand of peanut butter, I have to lie down for an hour. Seeing people in the notes who are like, it's a good thing I can still eat whatever I want. And they're like, 19. I was you once, and in a couple of years, you might start to suspect that your favorite fast food joint is giving you mild food poisoning every time you eat there. They're not. It's the milkshakes. Go buy some lactase pills. Oh, dude, that's what those are called. I need those so bad. Look, I'm only 26. I know, I'm basically over the hill and dead already. But I'm heartbroken that the lactose intolerance finally caught up with me, okay? I need to get me some old people lactase pills. Looks like the Wiggles' original lineup is planning an 18+ pub tour. Can't wait to get fucking smashed while Hot Potato plays in the background. Catch me in the pit during fruit salad. No joke though, I really wish that this wasn't just an Australian tour. They only do this in Australia as far as I've ever been told. Sorry, I'm saying Australia, it's Australia. Apologies, I got yelled at for that. Look, can we convince the Wiggles to come do that in the Denver metro area, please? Ever see a post on social media and think, about to have an anxiety attack? Yeah, like 18 times a day, actually. I said to my little sister, gods don't die. And my brother ran up to me and whispered in my ear, some do. Like he knew for sure. He's 6. I'm so freaking frightened for my life. Update. I put him to bed and said goodnight, and he replied, it won't last. And I'm fully convinced he holds far more power than any other human being. That little dude knows something that the rest of us are not allowed to know. I can feel it. Oh no! My ribcage split open, revealing a grotesque vertical maw, slavering and bleeding with uneven rows of jagged and splintered ribs for teeth. And prom is tomorrow! Wow! That prose was deeply purple, and I loved every second of it. In 2020, it's gonna be 420 for a whole month. Hell yeah, mother oiker touches the ground. This, a relic of a more hopeful time. I feel so bad about 2020. That was like most people's worst year ever. Common misconceptions surrounding the care of monsters. Contrary to popular belief, it is not normal for a Cerebrus's heads to fight with one another. This indicates anxiety or lack of proper enrichment. Giant spiders are actually very social creatures and should not be housed alone. Provide your Sphinx with enrichment by answering its riddles. Though Sphinxes can be trained to attack those who answer incorrectly, they actually normally speak in riddles as a form of social play that is essential to their development and well-being. I don't want a Sphinx. They sound exhausting. I love how people have been dying for a new Lord of the Rings game. One where you can explore the vast beauty of Middle-earth and become a powerful warrior or wizard or whatever. Then, we finally get a new game, and you're forced to be the little cave freak that lives inside damp, dark tunnels all day, idiot. Pukicho just posted, I love how people have been dying. That's no good. No, that is no good. Crystals for banishing someone. Any of them, if you throw them hard enough. This here's my banishing rock. I follow the leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but photos rule of state or national parks. Yeah, because conservation. But also because when I was 11, I read a short story about a girl who went to a museum and stole a bandage flake off a mummy on display with the mentality of, I'm just one person, one piece won't be missed. Then, at night, she was visited by the mummy and it plucked a single hair from her head, and then the next night, a different mummy took another hair, and she realized that there were only so many pieces to her. Before, there would be nothing left, and that story has forever wedged in my brain. Anyways, leave cool rocks where you find them, or the mummies will get you. A good romance starts with a good friendship. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading all of that. That's a lot of repetition. Well, a bad romance starts with, no, I'm not singing it. You can't get, no, you almost got me. You can't get me. You're next! Run. Oh no, Disney's gonna buy you, friend. 18 pathetic men in your area with the wettest, saddest eyes you've ever seen want to talk to you about the worst music you've ever heard with you. Ads I would literally click on. I wouldn't. Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. was great because Velma was a lesbian, Fred was a himbo, and there was an evil David Bowie D&D villain. Scooby was an alien. Shaggy dodged the draft with help from his dog. Fred and Daphne got engaged in high school. Velma's girlfriend got shot by Nazi robots. Don't worry, she got better. There was a Terminator dominatrix, and there was an actual literal Lovecraftian old god alien entity trying to destroy the world. And said old god looked like Squid Ink spaghetti. What? How to get Fahrenheit temps. Think of it as a percentage of heat. 40% hot? Kinda on the chilly side. 75% hot? That's pretty warm now. 20% hot? Oh, that's actually not warm at all. 110% hot? We're dying. It all makes sense now. Fun fact, the Fahrenheit scale is used in temperature according to how it feels to a human. So looking at in percentages is actually what you should do. Now, can I get a cheat sheet for Celsius? Ask water how hot it feels. You know, I never looked at Fahrenheit that way, but now I don't hate it quite as much. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Look, Celsius makes more sense across the board. It works with everything better, but now Fahrenheit is at least 2% better than it was before in my eyes. Saw a black and white horse on my way to school today. Forgot the word cow and instead shouted, "Moo breed!" I have an exam in a few minutes. I'm about to cry. I hate physics. Puts my cigarette out on you. Quickly smokes it all before it can reach me. Oh, a wise guy, huh? Rolls up my sleeves. Why, I oughta. Quickly rolls your sleeves back down before you can hit me. Hey, whoa, don't roleplay like that. Don't be that guy in the roleplay scenario. Bro, I am on my way. Sorry for calling you bro. You're my girlfriend and I love you. I love you too, brah. I went ages ago, dude, so it was more than an hour ago. Sorry for calling you dude. I meant to say my love or something. Make a little birdhouse in your soul, bitch. Okay, you really didn't have to call me names though. Casting a spell. What kind of spell? Whatever you want. Wow, so much potential. I think I'll cast a spell of having a nice time. Haha, nice spell you two have got going on there. Mind if I add a little something? Dear God, what are you going to do? No, it's the evil wizard, run! Chock full of nuts. To assure those with allergies to nuts, the company began adding the slogan, "No nuts, 100% coffee" to its packaging in the 2000s. Chock full of nuts has the worst branding, I swear to God. I can't figure out why no one will buy from my pillow company. These are absolutely brimming with spider eggs. Genius. I haven't been able to get the full video, but we just celebrated one of our steam locomotives turning 145 by chucking a chocolate cake into her firebox. I bet she appreciated that. Still can't get over that person on TikTok saying that Stardew Valley was not a good game because you need to use the wiki, and then said her reasoning was that she didn't know the axe was used for chopping trees for 10 hours. I want to see this person play Dwarf Fortress. Japan's Killing Stone said to contain a chaotic demon for 1,000 years. Splits in half. Bye, y'all. I'm off to my wedding. PSA. If an English person says anything about tea or having someone around for tea, it does not mean they will literally be drinking tea. Tea means dinner. We're having dinner. Are you serious? Yes. So then how do you invite someone over for tea? With tea and scones and jam and stuff. That kind of tea. How are you supposed to phrase that? Do you want to come over for a cuppa? Someone finally did it! Why don't you call things the way that they are? British slang honestly just cracks me up. It's so fucking cute.
You want to come over and have a bubbling squeak in it?
People are always like, I have face blindness, but I'm good with names. Or, I'm terrible with names, but I never forget a face. Well, baby, I don't know how to tell you this, but I am bad at both. Yesterday, I did not recognize my coworker because he was wearing a purple shirt, and I'm used to him wearing all black. OP is a horse.
You know, back in my day, if a pestilence swept through the land during a time of famine and flood, it meant that the reigning kings had displeased the gods, and that we risked the gods' further ire by obeying them.
Then you took the king out, chopped his head off, and threw him into a bog to appease the angry gods. Windmills and lighthouses are cousins. Towers with jobs. Me entering any museum. Ma'am, I'm so excited to learn all the things. Also me, gift shop, gift shop, gift shop, gift shop. There are two dragons inside of you. One hoards knowledge and the other hoards trinkets. They're both very excited when you bring them to a museum. We have 3 dragons inside of us. The third one is gay. You are gay. There are 2 types of uncle. Kinda goofy, literally the worst human being you've ever had the displeasure of meeting. Yeah, sometimes people get stuck with just one type, and you got like 30 of them. I want to and die. Bzzzt. What is a salmon? I know there's a joke here somewhere, but I don't understand it. So I'm choosing to interpret this as the person saying that and then getting electrocuted and forgetting what a salmon is. Oh, it's a Jeopardy question and answer. Oh no! What does this even... Oh, fuck you. It's a warehouse. If you find bones in the forest, sit a bit and listen. They're old and have some good stories to tell. Maybe they'll teach you a spell or two or explain where the water on our planet came from. If you find bones by the ocean, run. Don't look back. Run. Faster. Faster. The sea may love you, but there are nights where she knows neither mercy nor science, and the bones warn you only once. Boy, if you find bones, call the police. I hate this website so much. This is a piece of creative writing in case you couldn't tell from the fact that real bones don't usually go, "Hey little mama, let me whisper bony secrets in your ear or warn you of the incoming tides like a calcified weather frog." Today I learned the wiki disambiguation page for William Smith doesn't have a link for the Will Smith you're thinking of, but it does have a link for Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, named after and portrayed by Will Smith, and it turns out this is because Will Smith, the Fresh Prince's full name, is William Smith, but Will Smith's full name is in fact Willard Smith. Dead men tell no tales? Wrong, Your Honor. As a necromancer, I literally summon my first witness, the victim. My cats have very different communication styles when they urgently want something. One of them stares, the other one yells, and if staring isn't having the desired results, the staring cat will go and fetch the yelling cat to yell on her behalf. They know how to play you, dude. That's sick as hell. Dishwashing affirmations. The dishes are more scared of you than you're scared of them. If you put on a little song, you can have a dishwashing party. Washing dishes is a great way to make new friends, like frying pans, cups, etc. Despite any misinformation you may see online, a fork has never bitten anyone. They're gentle, even-tempered creatures that often just want to nap. Hey, that's kind of like me, man. That's sick. But who's the most sexual motherfucker on land? Me. Prove it. My wife said so, and that's enough proof. Do you have kids? Serious question, come on, be honest now.
I feel like entering into the cardboard box today. What an absolute mood. Put in the tags the weirdest smell you like. Gasoline. Also fish. Like raw fish. When someone has taken in their bio, it's because they've been consumed by the fog. What kind of frog can consume a whole person?
Kermit the Frog here. I am here to consume you.
I'm gonna pitch a show as like Game of Thrones, but even more gritty and realistic. And then it's nothing but a baron handling land estimates and organizing road repairs and stuff. There'll be an entire episode about how a peasant gets brought to court for letting milk cattle graze on communal pasture land, even though it's supposed to be reserved for draft animals. You know, as a fan of simulator games, I actually 100% approve this. Hey, what's Winnie the Pooh's favorite color?
Yellow.
No, it's red because of his shirt.
No, it's yellow because he loves honey.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Then Pooh says, yellow like honey. That's my favorite color.
Things heating up at the Winnie the Pooh fandom. Concept: reverse vampires. They survive by eating garlic and drinking holy water. The sun is healing to them. If you stake them through the heart, they become immortal. But most importantly, every single human on Earth is trying to hunt them down and drink their blood. Italians! By the way, if it sounds like I'm in the closet, it's because I am. I just moved and my new studio isn't set up yet. I apologize. My dad seems to think that Japanese media gave me a speech impediment. I don't think that's how that works. Every computer needs a cleaning keyboard mode. Where the keys are inactive while you wipe them down.
Turn off the computer.
Unplug the keyboard.
Wallow in filth.
Don't invite me anywhere last minute. I enjoy doing nothing, so I need to know ahead of time if my plan to do nothing needs to be changed. This is legit, and people don't realize it. No, seriously, it's very true. I need beautiful women to comfort me. Did very badly on Splatoon today. Good fracking luck, even getting a girl to look at you after today. Wow, when did Tumblr become Twitter? Pop rock song about a guy wanting to date a girl that has a boyfriend, but he keeps describing the boyfriend as if he's in love with him. I'm not sure why that came out like PM Seymour. It's Tumblr. I'm sorry. My brain just started stealing that cadence. Also, good luck on your new boyfriend, guy. The Monterey Bay Aquarium. I was like them once. I like how one of the most prestigious and respected marine institutions on the planet posted this with zero context. Yeah, this is something all of my friends who went into marine biology are going to have to explain to me. Me at the World. Do you think that making me cry is cool? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the world does. Yeah, I think that's just the point of the world.
There's no wrong way to consume a piece of media.
Yes, there is. Yeah, that's why they made Switch cartridges taste bad. Do they actually taste? I want to go. My Switch is packed up somewhere. I want to lick a Switch. Somebody bring me a Switch cartridge to lick.
I know you. All you care about are swimsuit models.
No, I'm a man of substance. Dorky chicks like you turn me on too. That has always been the funniest fracking line. In this movie, I cry every
god darn time I watch it.
Do you like musicals?
No, yet another reason to follow me.
I'm sorry to say this, but unfollowed.
Get the frick back here.
They wrote the word gullible on my lung while I was under for surgery.
Frick, really? That's crazy.
Ripped your chest open.
Haha, wait, you got me, lol.
I hate that September, October, November, and December aren't the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th months. I think this is like some sort of relic, or like there used to be some sort of, I don't remember.
But whoever fracked this up should be stabbed.
Good news, everyone.
Wait.
Oh my god, I was right. I like vaguely remembered this. July is named for Julius Caesar, and August is named for Augustus Caesar. It was the Roman calendar was originally 10 months.
Oh my god.
He deserved it. Nicknames. When you shorten someone's name affectionately. Nicholas names. When you elongate someone's name affectionately. For instance, my Nicholas name is lexicography, the study of lexicons. An island called Hans Island in the Arctic Ocean is technically owned by both Denmark and Canada. It is a barren knoll located in the middle of the Nares Strait, a river through which passes a theoretical line that cuts the body of water in half, with one half being owned by Canada and the other half being owned by Denmark. This makes the island, which falls in the middle of this line, the territorial property of both countries. The militaries of both countries periodically visit the island for the sole purpose of removing the other country's flag and leaving a bottle of either Danish schnapps or Canadian whiskey behind. Petty geopolitical territory fights. I love it. We can only next if we roleplay as key figures from the Cold War. I'm Gorbachev. Who wants to be Reagan? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those pants.
One question. Why is the German word for toothpaste
Zahnpasta
and not
Zahnpaste?
Well, what does pasta have to do with it?
Official German puns. Because it's al dente.
All I can think about now is al dente toothpaste. Like just crunchy toothpaste. Oh, I hate it. Oh, that's going on Twitter.
Girl, I'm sorry. I think I lost my pee somewhere under your towering stack of mattresses. I hope it doesn't affect your sleep tonight in any way, shape, or form. Spoiler. It did. You ended up in a fable because of the hole in your pocket.
Helen, I'm addicted to eating plastic bags. How are these people not dead?
Oh, he can eat plastic bags, and the other lady can eat drywall. But if I want to enjoy some fracking cookie dough, I'll get salmonella and die.
It's all conspiracy. Drywall's delicious.
Go eat it.
Don't.
But really, what are your pronouns? I'm making a call-out post, and I don't want to misgender you. Hey, this is the funniest string of words you could have possibly put together. Can we go stargazing together? What just happened? I don't, okay.
Shuffling handfuls of baby carrots into my mouth
After to create a Pavlovian response that allows me to see
fine details at 2 miles whenever I get in a monument.
Are we out of posts? I wonder. My pronouns? I haven't a pronoun to me name, for I am penniless and own nothing but me cap and some newspapers to sell ya.
Can we all just like chip in? Like EmKay peeps, like we can all chip in, right? And we can like get this lad some pronouns. Cause this is just really sad. We should start a GoFundMe.
May your soul be overgrown with moss. May your veins fill with rainwater and your lungs swell with flowers.
Is this a curse or a blessing?
Either way, lay it on me, boys. I killed the Rat King of New York and inherited his...
Oh, sorry, this is New York.
I killed the Rat King of New York and inherited his throne by right of conquest or whatever. But I never took the rat oaths, so I can speak to and command rats, and they are compelled to obey. But they formally elected a rat president last year. I don't have any form of power in the social hierarchy, but I have very real, concrete magical powers over them. Guess the title gets passed on to my eldest son, unless a rat kills me at some point.
All I use my powers for is making rats salute me when I walk by, and they all hate it.
Is Damien okay?
Can somebody check on Damien?
Anyone else have so much trouble speaking their emotions that you wish you could just send a song to someone to describe how you're feeling, but if you did that, then your emotions wouldn't really be yours. So instead, you just listen to the song on repeat and bottle it all up inside? I'd like to report this post. I'm in it and I don't like it. Every day, I wish Calvin and Hobbes got the same treatment Peanuts got. I don't. I'm real glad it stayed the way it did. Actually, Lexi here, I agree. I don't know what this post is about to say, but like, Peanuts got sold the hell out. Anyways, Calvin and Hobbes is so beloved today because Bill Watterson decided to make it for 10 years, make only a single piece of official merchandise, a t-shirt, and then retire at the top of his game with only the comics for people to remember Calvin and Hobbes by. No massive toy sets, no movies made by other people, no oversaturation of Hobbes, the way Snoopy took over Peanuts because of its marketability, nothing. Only a legend deciding to bow out a legend and never ever letting us see the inevitable decline, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest comics of all time. I agree. Yeah, no, this is exactly. I have very strong feelings about this because I ate the original Peanuts anthology. I had an anthology of all of the original Schultz comics, and I love Calvin and Hobbes too. But like Peanuts, the original Peanuts, and Gary Larson, those were my early comic jams. And Peanuts just fell so far. Like they just stamped Snoopy on 11 billion things, and the new ones don't even look the same. And like the early TV shows are okay. But anyways, rant over. I'm so glad Calvin and Hobbes avoided all of that. In robot voice, activating self-destruction. Destruction scale picked. Planetary. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is a modular synthesizer, so it would also probably sound awesome. Celestial seasonings. Sleepy time, extra caffeine. I'm sorry, what? I'm so scared. What the frack does this do to you? As a purveyor of every type of caffeine, all of it. I've tried all of it. I have not tried this, and now I really want to. Goodbye, Riverdale. The CW series is coming to an end in season 7. Ain't the show about high schoolers? Dude in the middle looks like a 45-year-old vet that got dishonorably discharged 3 months out of basic. Wait, he's supposed to be a high school? Like the guy in the middle is supposed to be a high schooler. I mean, the one on the right kind of, I could maybe sort of, but no, the two on the left, no. Being moderately proficient with computers in the early 2010s was casting a hex on your family to call you Sheldon. I got a Big Bang Theory box set and a Bazinga t-shirt for Christmas when I was 16. My dad wanted to get me a psych eval so I could say I'm not crazy. My father had me tested, like Sheldon did. After the psych eval, they diagnosed me with paranoid schizophrenia. This could be the funniest thing that has happened to anyone ever. My condolences, King. I'm so glad I didn't have any people that were that into the Big Bang Theory because I wasn't, and I would have been really annoyed being compared to it. However, just because you work in IT doesn't mean you like the IT shows, the multiples of them. No, it's like pain. Why would you watch that? My mind says college, but my heart says isolated sheep herder in Iceland. I think Americans have spent long enough making fun of British accents. Oh no, we haven't. We need to start making fun of our own accents. Americans be eating crayon berries. Americans be paying $20 for a crate of water bottles. Americans offer two choices they have no real preference between, are like, doesn't matter. Americans make a mistake and go, shouldn't have done that. Americans leave their friends home at the end of a conversation, like, I call you later. As somebody from the South, it is slightly disturbing to see the Southern accent phonetically spelled out. Some of it's not that far off. It's always the R's left Boston, so they say, I want to wash the car. And the R's go to Texas, where they say, I'm going to go wash the car. But these are pretty good. Good job, Britain. I'm still going to make fun of your accents. Hey, y'all, do you want to see a dragon that I drew? Of course you do. Here he is. Suggestion, give Robert a friend. This is Mr. Wiggles. Suggestion? Robert needs a girlfriend/boyfriend. Is Mr. Wiggles his boyfriend? This is Robert's significant other, Gertrude. Mr. Wiggles is just a friend. Oh my god. What dimension did Gertrude step out of? Years ago, my sister told me about how she used to play online. Sorry, this is more of a family story. How she used to play online survival games, like Rust or something, etc. with her friends, and she'd go in voice chat, this over-the-top girly voice, like, hey, I don't play video games much and I really don't know what's going on. Can anyone please come help me? I'm so confused. And then when some guy showed up, all of her friends would swarm and kill. Siren. Yep, that pretty much sums it up. I love people with obscure knowledge or useless academic insights. I want to hear your analysis of lightning in Ratatouille. Oh, sorry, lighting in Ratatouille. There was lightning too. Tell me about the history of soda pop. Are there references to classical mythology in Macbeth? I want to know about the underlying context of that 1930s sci-fi paperback. I think all knowledge is worthwhile knowledge. Explain to me the ecosystems that Komodo dragons inhabit. Don't be afraid to learn for the sake of learning. Oh, I have a massive library I just acquired of synthesizer knowledge. Would anybody like to learn about electronic music? No? No? Okay, alright. My uncle killed a man. Ah, it happens sometimes. Sorry, man, I can't hang out today. Yeah, I'm being put down. Yeah, it's probably gonna be all day. Sorry. You know who else is being put down?
I'm so sorry, Muscle Man.
I'm gonna make you a soup.
I don't want to be a soup.
I realize I may have worded this wrong. This is my favorite post of the entire set. This is just beautiful. Today I learned that the last date that all living humans were together on Earth was November 2nd, 2000. Since then, there has always been someone constantly on board the International Space Station. Love the way this is worded. Feel like pure crap. I just want my species on one ball again. Stop global warming, I don't look good in shorts. Warning, cutie on the loose. Last seen, browsing Tumblr. Probably reading this post right now. Description, it's you. You're the cutie. Place yourself under arrest immediately. You'll never take me alive. IPA breweries will describe their beer as a citrusy and bright barley flavor with a floral finish. And the IPA tastes like tap water that sat on your dresser for so long, it developed an anti-predator warning mechanism. Went to the thrift store today. There were so many textures there. Affectionate. Derogatory. Me touching a shirt. Hee hee hoo hoo. Texture. Me touching a different shirt. Oh no, a texture. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I have sensory issues with a whole bunch of different materials and oh god, yes, this entirely. The best first date question is obviously, as a kid, did you ever just like burn things? You'll be able to gain everything you need to know from their answer or even just their immediate reaction. Are you with the police? In a constant state of, how dare you assume I know what I'm doing? But also, don't you dare question me or what I'm doing. Carrot potato. I have no idea what I'm doing, and you can't stop me. Artists and writers have so much to say about this post. Maybe, if you go to bed, you'll feel better in the morning. It's literally just a human version of, have you tried turning it off and back on again? What have you done?
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
We all know Furbies lay Orbeez eggs. Wait, we do? Wait. Hang on. That worms on a string hatch from, wait, what? But did you know that when a Furby escapes captivity, it will revert back to its feral longworm form in less than a year? We have egg, larval form, domesticated adult form, feral adult form, oh, long Furby, invasive crossbreed, kept as pet, what in the hell, and aggressive. I feel like Oz Media needs to answer for the feral adult form. I hope this clears things up. No, it has not. No, it really has not.
Character who doesn't need glasses. Character who does. Without. Actually, the best character designs are the ones like this. If you wear glasses, though, this is exactly what it feels like. Oh no. Oh, that makes me sad. Two vast and trunkless legs of stone. Look on my blocks, ye busters, and despair. I do despair a lot. Roman soldier. Halt, strange person, where are you from? Time traveler. I come from the future. What are your names? This is Quintus, as I am the 5th child in my family. My comrade is Sextus, for he was the 6th child in his family. What is your name? My name's Liv. Starts counting on his fingers as his eyes open in fear. Has anyone tried to see if chimpanzees or bonobos can be taught to fully master fire? This one guy did, and he was chained to a mountain to have an eagle eat his liver every day. What? How you been? That bean looks so done, and it doesn't even have a face. Honestly, you are very correct. That is a fantastic frame. Me with a cursed amulet. But it makes me look cute, and the shadow that follows me makes me active. I get out more. Think about it, it's good for me. What is it about being on a plane that makes people go buck wild for ginger ale? Literally everyone be ordering it. Well, ginger ale is supposed to help settle your stomach if you're nauseous, so people get it on planes if they get plane sick. Ginger grow in the ground so it keeps you connected to God's earth while you're thousands of feet up in the heathen tube. Some of us just like ginger ale, man. What an idiot, the iron isn't even plugged in. He's trying, and that's all that matters. Black Mirror. Society is too addicted to technology. Me on my phone while watching every episode? Wild. Wait, I have an awesome house design. I am architecture. Okay, here we go. We've got entrance, house, pretty cool. Closet door, big, long, evil closet. Okay. This is so evil that it's been on my dash probably half a dozen times, and only now is my brain finally comprehending what nightmare is happening here. This would either be cool or horror, depending on who you are. Oh, dude, me? I would absolutely play it up for the horror aspect. One of my friends accidentally discovers it and then, thinks he's stumbled into hell. Oh, I'd be all over that, man. A scaleless snake. They're scaleless as a result of a mutation. I feel like I'm seeing something I shouldn't have the ability to perceive. He nakey lewd noodle. A loodle, if you will. It looks like a snake-shaped sphinx cat. I think he's cute. Look at those big eyes. I just want to pick you up, give you, come here. Little Timmy the Tuscanini has 11 cards. Branston the Erie has 3 cards. Chuffer Bob the Mirka has 28. The pile has 4 cards in it. Here's your hand, 6 cards. Branston the Erie played 4 kings. Accuse him of cheating or let it slide. Branston the Erie, you are a bold one. I don't understand, and it makes me mad this time? Like a really old person? Starting a fight, consoling a child, petting a dog. Hey, buddy, but what are the orange, green, and purple ones? Orange, you want to go outside? Purple, shushing noises. Green, do you want me to call your mommy? So I just got to that part of Kingdom Hearts. What the fuck? Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Yeah, I could try and ask Zach, because he's played most of them, if not all of them, but, Cannibalism. No. I think you mean Canana-banana-banana-banana-banana-ism. Canana-bananalism. What the hell is wrong with you people? Look, I don't know, I just read here. Self-fulfillment needs, psychological needs, basic needs, beheld and rice. Are you a wet cell phone? No, look, rice is just awesome, okay? Never trust these hoes with idealized utopia islands and all cute cat villagers. When they aren't posting pastel screenshots of their island, they're beating the shit out of their unwanted villagers with a net until they move away. Could've stopped forwards and playa. Co-signed. I love when kinky people are like, I'm such a freak in private. You'd never guess that in my normal life I'm a nerd who works in tech and plays D&D. Baby girl, yes we would! Can y'all stop finding me in the woods and asking me for my Windussy? The first time it was funny, but when you record me and post it on the internet as a meme, I will tear your skull out and drink your brain juice like Mountain Dew. What? Oh my god, look at those anime eyes. Oh my god, look at those anime eyes! There are 2 kinds of anime. The series involves a young man out on a quest with a goal that seems impossible. He's accompanied by a female and a male companion. What is their goal, you may be asking? Simple, to get them all. The protagonist goes through many hardships, but thanks to the help of his friends, he's able to overcome them. Battling many opponents from large to small, he loses many friends along the way, but this doesn't stop him from going after what he wants more than anything else in the world. Oh my god. I don't know what the second one is. What is that? Is that Attack on Titan? I don't know. Oh my god. So we opened the portal to hell today. What? They canceled that unit in my school science classes every year. Me thinking about how Freud and Carl Jung had a very strong academic and regular friendship, but they got into a huge fight with each other over academic and philosophical differences and couldn't reconcile their differences because one of them believed that human identity was immutable and decided before birth, while the other believed that human identity was collective and more fluid. And I'm like, maybe y'all could have mixed your ideas to make them either 1, less insane, or possibly 2, 10 times as insane and hilarious. I definitely lean more towards Carl Jung's side in the idea that human identity is fluid and collective. That's great. An Australian guy, Bill Morgan, was declared dead for 14 minutes. He somehow survived. To celebrate his survival, he bought a scratch card and won a $27,000 car. The media/news asked him to reenact the scratch card moment, so he bought another card and won another $250,000 jackpot. God is trying to apologize. Oh, my bad, bro. He must have went to hell for that 14 minutes. Welcome to hell, Phil. What the? Who's Phil? Aren't you Phil Morgan? Today's your day, kid. What? No, my name's Bill. I'm Bill. I'm dead? Oh, give me a sec. Dials heaven. They can do that? DTF. All head over heels. She's got 4 hands. Lesbians are just that powerful, man. Yeah, didn't they teach you that in school? They taught me that in school. How do I sleep at night knowing Charles Martinet is a classically trained professional voice actor who stayed perfectly in character during his original audition and performed till they ran out of recording tape and ad-libbed his lines for MTT to be kinder and more encouraging than his original script, and treasures his Mario voice very dearly and loves performing it, and they gave him a bit of a cameo in a movie about the iconic beloved character he's voiced for decades in favor of Chris Pratt. Charles, I want to voice Mario until I drop dead Martinet. Woohoo! Honestly, it does piss me the fuck off. You know, as someone who is a professional voice actor and has been for over a decade now, I'm really tired of the let's get the famous guy. I understand from a business standpoint, let's get the famous guy usually means more people are gonna go see your movie, but if Mario was still played by Charles and all the other characters were played by the famous actors that play them, what the fuck? Seriously, Charles can do it. I, for one, am one of the people that am more than okay with them saying, Chris got paid, but fuck it, let's have Charles give it a go. Make it a Blu-ray extra. I don't care. I want to hear it. Listen to the French dub of that trailer and tell me that's not immediately 1,000 times better. I'm sorry, but Pratt just seems like a bit of a brat and didn't seem like he really put in any work. That's just my opinion from the, again, like 2 lines we heard. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna wait. For final judgment, I'm gonna wait, okay? I take back what I said. I'll wait. I promise. Just for you, even though you don't give a shit. Imagine a horse game without all the drama and busy work. The fuck is horse game drama? If you have to ask, then you aren't prepared to know. As I've said many times, no Android redesign of GLaDOS will ever be hotter than her canon design. You may quote me on this till the day I die. How do you have sex with that? I don't know. Rise to the occasion or die where you stand, coward. Adult cereals. 50 Shades of Grain. Flakes. Special D. Rice Frisky. Raisin Bran. Oh, dear Lord. Nout matter. Only pain. Suffering. God said, how shall I slap a man most bastardly? And backhanded he... what? Actually, it was me. I ate them as a joke, on all fours at 5 a.m. while snuffling in the dirt. Sorry. That Imagine Dragons song. Uh-oh, the f***ery. Everyone wanna be my... Oh, I see what you're saying. An animal ate all of my boyfriend's decorative cabbages, and he's reacting really okay and proportionally. I mean, decorative cabbages are pretty neat, but okay, honestly, no, I'd react exactly the same way. One of the pranks I would play on my mutuals if I had a time machine would be copying their response to something, going back in time 5 minutes before they posted it, and rewriting the response in full where they could see it. Would they recognize their own writing? Would they sense the uncanniness of it? Wait, wouldn't they recognize their own writing? Wouldn't that make their reblog moot? Hey, what the f***? Is oh whoa a variant of oh whoa, or in fact someone wearing the Plague Doctor mask? Oh whoa, do you's got the plaguey waggy? We gotta fix that before you die, why? I regret everything. No, you don't. Don't sit there and lie. Okay? We know you. Any word that sounds like it might be the noun form of a verb is in fact the noun form of a verb is 100% a valid grammatical rule. Fingers do thing. Creatures do creech. The frisbee is frizzbed by the frisbur. That's a bit of a... Hold on. Let me get that one more go. The frisbee is frizzbed by the frisbur. Wow, that's tough to say with a throat as swollen as mine right now, let me tell you. Watching Hocus Pocus made me think that Azrael and Crowley were obviously alive in the 1600s and so on. Would they even know about the Sanderson sisters, or at least have seen what they have done through the centuries? Thinking what their take would be on them. And that was why God created fan fiction. Oh, they definitely knew. I can't decide if Chainsaw Man's actually a commentary on the frankly absurd hardships and sacrifices the average human is expected to throw themselves into in order to attain even the most basic needs in Maslow's hierarchy, or if I'm simply overthinking a series about what if Guy had chainsaws for arms, would that be cool or what? For context, I just read the arc where Denji literally goes to hell so he can enjoy a nice vacation. He goes there for what? Yeah, you know, I do feel like a lot of anime is just what if weird thing. That's it. And I love it. That's why I love anime so much. It's because they're is nothing that seems to be off limits in that world. Nothing stupid sounding will be called too stupid for anime. I mean, my favorite one's about a theme park full of magical creatures where they have to hit a certain number of visitors in the year or they're going to be closed down, which means all the magical creatures are going to be severed from their actual magical world and then they're all going to die. You know, Amagi Brilliant Park, best anime ever? Yeah, I knew you knew. I'd never suck someone silly. It sounds serious to me. Suck him scary. Eldritch horror. We cannot and will not describe anything. Gothic horror. Minimum 4 pages to describe a staircase. There's 2 ends of the horror spectrum. Do both at once. The narrator describes the house in extreme detail to cope with the inability to describe that which lives inside it. Compound swears like gibbon work best when the second word is a 2-syllable word, where the first syllable is stressed and contains the same vowel of the swear. This is why womble works, but womble does not. Finally, a logical explanation of why bucket is such a good word. Trumpet and biscuit finally makes sense now. I feel like half of that was bleeped, I'm so sorry. But also not. More sea life themed disaster movies. Sharknado, Seal Nami, Crabalanche, Whale Storm, lamprey are falling from the sky for no apparent reason, a light but relentless drizzle of anchovies. That one I need. Are you gonna make me beg? Come on, just stick it in there. I feel like Tumblr is giving me a somewhat skewed impression of what Breaking Bad is about. No, that's right. Thinking about hospital and university underground tunnels. There's something about them. Oh my god, that one right before the middle one. I'll just say the middle one. That's the worst one. Like, literally your doctor tells you to go to another building and take the tunnel because it's faster, and you end up in a literal back room, and depending on how new the construction is, you'll encounter all 3 pictured above in order. My favorite part of this post is most people in the notes are like, yeah, scary underground tunnels under hospitals and universities. We've seen all of them. But there's also a small group of people who have never heard of these in their life and are very confused right now. Like me. Floofability score. Sheep. Wait a minute. How am I not supposed to bury my face in this fluff? Apex predator my ass. I'm gonna pet this dog. Although logic, common sense, and basic self-preservation instincts tell us better, we must agree with you, good sir. If bear not friend, why snuff them round? A point we simply cannot and will not refute. I've never seen Death Note, but I know it has 2 characters that look like this, and one of them's an antisocial genius using a mystical artifact to kill people, and the other one's the determined teen detective hunting him down, and I just found out which is which, and now I want to hit someone. I don't know which ones are which. I've never seen that one. Something is wrong with everyone on this website. It's like Chernobyl in here. No, Germa's just awesome. Teach a man to fish and he'll turn around and try to teach you to fish like he invented it and you're an idiot. I feel this in my soul. I feel that funny watermark. A family of cheetah brothers attempting to cross a flooded river infested with crocodiles in, well, a nature reserve in Kenya. They all made it across without being eaten. Oh, would you look at them go. Look at them teefies. Yep, they look just like that, don't they? Is it weird that the voice that plays in my head when I read your posts is that of a vaguely royal female British historian? Well, you may be wildly off base in terms of gender, national origin, profession, and social class, but unless the posh British historian you're picturing is specifically a posh British furry historian, at least you got the species right. Other scorpions have really badass tail stingers and claws, but the lesser-known tailless whip scorpion has an even better defense mechanism. Just grab me when I get you. Oh my god. Decommissioned kid rides in a scrapyard in Japan. The council. You stand before them after you die and they decide if you go to heaven. Hopefully I haven't disappointed my boy Thomas. Nicknames. When you shorten someone's name affectionately. Nicholas names. When you elongate someone's name affectionately. Nichard names. When you incorrectly elongate someone's name for humorous effect. Names. When you just start making things up. I like names, they're kind of fun. Like 10 or so years ago, my boyfriend got me a cute little stuffed lamb. I still have the lamb, and the boyfriend, but I realized a few months ago that I never named the lamb. I was unsuccessful in trying to figure out a good name until I thought of your dog, Lamb Chop, and something shaped vaguely like divine inspiration struck. Now the lamb's name is Dog Steak. Last sentence hit me like a truck. Thank you, we are honored. Oh god, what's this? Falcon Nest Cam. Oh, I see. Nope. Definitely one of the top images of all time, I gotta say. Hey, thank you to Birdwatcher32 for the bits, bro. Okay, yep, I was waiting for it. Experienced the generational gap in real life today when my 16-year-old cousin told me my haircut looked like a K-pop idol's, and my 56-year-old mother said I looked like I belong in the Beatles. Either way, I was left dead on the streets, so, maybe this is a message? No matter how much things change, something, whatever, I'm leaving to go cry now. Imagine if aliens found the dead body of a human being exploded in the vacuum of space and they started making fun of the mutilated corpse, calling it Splatter Alien, and saying it was the ugliest alien in the whole galaxy. And then made stuffed animals of it to sell to their alien kids. That's what happened on this planet to the blobfish. That's right. I love old science fiction because it's all like, it's the distant year 2003, and man is exploring the deep corners of the universe. Like, God bless you, old sci-fi, you had such high hopes for us. I was applying for Australian citizenship, and the interviewer asked, "Do you have a criminal record?" I said, "No, is that still required?" Oh my god. Jeff, I swear. Dudes who are atheists but believe in the Earth is a simulation theory are so frickin' funny. Like, they do believe in God, but only if he's some sweaty programmer. I can see it. I forgot I was making caramel at work. It's a tad overcooked. Congrats on making actual lava, I guess? I feel like the Earth already makes that pretty well. Do you think Magneto gets tan lines from his helmet? It looks like he tanned a onto his face. Yes, it does. No need to be mean. I like haunted houses in theory, but I have no idea how to react when the actors speak to you. They ask me a question and I just answer it. The scariest part of a haunted house is the unscripted social interaction. Scary nurse in a creepy voice. "Do you have an appointment to see the doctor?" Me. Do you accept walk-ins?" Scary farmer. "I like to kill people." My friend brightly. "I like to die." Zombie. Arrgh. Me. "Do you get dental insurance?" Zombie. "Teeth." That doesn't really answer the question, but I guess it does enough for our purposes, so. This happened to me. Scary prison dude. "Hello." Me. "Nice to meet you." Him. "No, it's not." My worst horror house experience was when I couldn't find the rather obvious exit, and the guy chasing me with a chainsaw stopped, sighed, and pointed to the exit, saying, "Please scream as loud as you can when you run out of here," and just left. I disappointed the horror house chainsaw dude, and I'll never get over that. They got the hardest job, man, because everybody knows they're there. One of the characters in our D&D party is an orc named Brick. We've established that orcs got their names through tests of strength, and his name is Brick because it's the strongest thing he was able to break with his bare hands. By profession, Brick is a therapist. His ultimate ambition is to be, well, or rather one day, do therapy so good he can change his name to Depression. I went into this expecting a beautiful himbo and came out in love with Brick and crying over therapist orcs. I think we can all say that. Sneezing on your period's the worst thing in the world. What happens when you sneeze? Oh, no, come on, no, I'm out of here, bro. First letter of my name. Second letter of my name. First letter of my mom's name. Second letter of my mom's name. First letter of my dad's name. Second letter of my dad's name. My child's name would be, my name is Naomi. My mom's name is Ruth. My dad's name is Tom. My child would be called Naruto. I know unicorns are usually silver or lavender with those skinny horse legs built for running, but I'd like to see more unicorns with natural coloration built like tanks like these beasts. We need a scale of unicorn. On one end, you have Amalthea, last unicorn, Amal, the last, I don't know what you're trying to say there, who is the peak of elegant otherworldly unicorns with silver and lavender colors. And then we need the opposite of that. We need a unicorn who looks like the horse version of a trucker. I think My Little Pony did that pretty efficiently, right? Right? I'd love to be like, science sucks. Where are the eldritch horrors? Where's the knowledge that's maddening to know? That's thermodynamics, motherfucker. The first two world experts in thermodynamics both killed themselves because they had to do thermodynamics. Oh, you want to use abstract methodology, poorly understood by most, to study something so alien to human existence and cannot be intuitively understood? Then in doing so, uncover a terrible truth that implies the unavoidable doom of all humanity? Nice going, ding dong, you just found out about entropy. Entropy? What? No more cat boys. Cat men. 28-year-old washed-up, depressed catman downing his fifth whiskey glass, and his cat ears twitch depressedly. And then he pushes the empty glass forlornly off the counter. It's crazy growing up and realizing how deranged everyone is and how many problems everyone has in such mundane ways. Your waiter at Olive Garden believes in QAnon. The woman doing your x-ray just moved in with a guy she met a week ago. Your insurance agent is a hoarder, etc. Are Americans finally realizing they aren't secretly the main character and others are not NPCs and we're all in fact people? Yeah, this was the first time I've ever had this thought, and it's because I'm a stupid little Yank. I do like that though. Only Americans can come to the weird sudden realization of, wow, all people are people with enriched lives doing things. Yeah, grow the f*** up. The Terraria wiki is incomprehensible if you've never played the game itself. You click on an article about a weapon that looks nice, and the description will be something like, the Slayer of Titans is a pre-Bingus summoning weapon unlocked post-Scrungle. Its base summon damage is 43. Using it activates the Skin Blow status effect, which increases your Yoinky stat. Its EBDB counterpart is the legendary F***upper. It has a 1 out of 16 or 6.25% chance of dropping by defeating Michael. I feel like you could say this with a lot of games though if you're heading in without context.